Hey, we're back here at Circuit World. I'm your host, Blue Ridge. This is we're gonna change it to not the All-Star Political. I have to contain. I'm going to try to contain this. You don't know. Well, you're about ready to find out. They are worked up and ready. Bruce, Candace, Rick, Jane, Xbox. The Xbox does not have Pong, Atari Pong. I wanted the Atari Pong. I got that like in '78 or something. My brother
played Pong. Beep, I was a champion at Pong.
Right. Now they got this.
And
then
there's one more.
They came out with this whole Xbox thing, don't it?
Ruined everything.
This 43-inch TV, your choice, or Xbox, all you have to do is go to Circuit World of Blue Ridge, like their Facebook page, share it, and you're entered to win your choice of one of these next Friday. So you only got one more week. Did you, Rick? You need to go join a Pilates class. Okay, here's what I decided to do.
Oh, God.
I gotta get one of those double ply balls that
here's what I decided. All right, here's what I decided to do. So much has unraveled. Okay, this is like a game show.
Hallelujah.
Wait, put your hands down. This is like a game show. So much has unraveled in the last week. By show of hands, who wants to go first?
No.
Nobody wants to go first? I mean, I hear a judge. What's unraveled?
Comey is going down. That's the best thing. He is going down.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know it, but you're.
Oh, we got to believe. Wait a minute, folks. We're gonna break this thing down. We've got to believe it when I see it over here, and Comey is going down over here.
Comey's going down. The Clintons are starting to investigate. They may have a secret prosecutor that's been working all this time, and Hoover's the. Oh, look over here, and here's. I mean, it is going to be so wonderful.
It looks like chops
They're getting private notes at the funeral.
Oh my God! I saw a fabulous explanation of the notes at the funeral and what it was. Oh my God! That's why I'm wearing this. I am patriotic today.
But
we might just stand up and burst into the Star-Spangled Banner here.
Yeah, we might.
What? All right, Comey's going down. See it when I believe it. Tell us a little bit what's unraveled this week.
Well, I think Comey was the most telling one.
He told everything.
Yeah,
he is such a narcissist.
Oh my!
The other rabbit hole is you don't realize until you start looking at Cohen's in-laws and his connections to the Ukraine and to the USSR and to the cab moguls in Chicago. I mean, these people are
gangsters.
They're gangsters. Mm-hmm. They truly are gangsters.
So there's some outlaws in there too.
Yeah. you look at the Russian.
Now you're talking about Michael Cohen.
I'm talking about Michael Cohen's father-in-law,
right?
Who immigrated through Canada to the U.S.
Right.
He's a Ukraine immigrant. Mm-hmm. He lent. I don't know where the guy got his dough. Whether he left Russia with it or the Ukraine. The Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union when he left. This guy lent $20 million to another cabbie in Chicago for medallions. And Michael Cohen's tied to the medallion scandal in New York. And the whole thing is just incestuous.
Well, I've always said,
digging into the Cohen side.
What was Cohen indicted with? Was it 10 or was it something like 10 or 8? Eight charges,
8 counts,
8 counts or something, or 10 or something like that. But I've always said, it's interesting they put the 2 counts down there on Trump
to embarrass him,
right? But the others they never discuss.
No,
what they really found. All right, see it when you believe it. Why go with that? See it
because we've been down this road before, and
I don't think we have.
Yep.
We have never
nothing
been
happens.
this far down the road.
When he comes out and admits that. It's not normal, and I just sent these two.
I
thought I could get away with it.
I thought I could catch you. He said it.
He said it on
TV. But then you have the prosecutor. Oh well, he cooperated with us, so give him special consideration. Yeah, what of us would get that?
What say you, Candace?
Well, I think it's great that Mueller has to give the documents on Michael Flynn by 3 o'clock today to the judge.
I'll
Judge Sullivan.
When I see it.
Yes, I would.
That's the one
Judge Sullivan.
believe it when
I would like
see
to see that because I think Michael Flynn was entrapped. It was classic entrapment.
Sounds like
classic entrapment.
And I'm not saying alleged because I think it really was. And hopefully this judge will be able to clear him, because he did not deserve that. He was cozied into it, and they pretty much admitted that they did that. You know, you don't need a lawyer. It's just us. We're going to just be hanging around. And that was wrong. You know, and it's just that I would like to know how they had it in mind to start with everybody that has touched Trump or had a white Russian at any point at the Trump Tower to start prosecuting them. Because as soon as the Wednesday after the election, they were over there conniving and doing all these things. How did you get that organized? What did you know first?
Go ahead.
You recall what the first thing that struck me was when they brought Flynn in and they said, you know what, this is a
Just
casual
us.
setting. You're good. You know, otherwise we got to go to the White House and screw around. Don't bring your attorney in. Guess who said that? Strzok. Peter Strzok.
I thought it was.
But for a general,
No, I think it was
for a
McCabe.
general,
It was
you know, in
It
the
was
military,
McCabe that said
to like
that.
be that
McCabe said
deaf, dumb,
that.
and blind.
I
Wait,
think
what now? What
Strzok
now?
was
So-
there.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
He'd
There were
go into
two.
a meeting and not,
And
you know,
the
have a
Military
lawyer.
guys are not thinking like that. I can tell you that. They don't think that way. They are used to being with people who have their back, not somebody stabbing them in the back. So that's why he believed them, because it was like, oh, well, okay, it's just us. We'll just talk.
There's always an ulterior motive with evil people.
Yes, that's true. And
we,
see,
even
he's
we
not an
don't
evil
even look
people.
at that. Like, if you invited me over, would I know you would be videotaping me the whole time? Should I bring? We just don't think like
No,
that.
you project
Yeah,
your
but-
own values on
But
others.
like someone said, you know, anytime the FBI says, "Oh, we just want to have, you know, an easy chat," you know,
Ching.
no, you can't
Yeah.
do
Go
that.
up.
There's no such thing as an
We have
easy chat.
whistleblower, we have documents, we have Comey, we have so many things
But-
out there. But is it getting out? Are we reaching people with it?
That's the problem.
Let me just say this about that. So last night, my liberal daughter, who usually when we put on
Which
Fox,
one?
mine,
Ah.
The
Bill's.
one that belongs to
the
me.
one that came out of me.
I'm ready already. I'm ready already.
She is. I mean,
You're making them nervous
so I
now.
know. So Fox
worried
comes
about the
on,
Would we
Yes.
like her?
and Allison. Yeah, if you don't talk, Allison goes crazy.
don't
I'm not
talk
watching this. So last night, bacon cookies. I said we're watching this. It was Tucker Carlson and Hannity.
Yep.
And all these things were facts. They showed Comey talking, and she listened without saying anything to the whole thing. It's starting to creep in. I mean, people are starting to want to know. And Comey also said, I mean, what about the FISA warrant? Now he's saying, I didn't know they were doing that. I don't, well, he
I don't
signed the
remember.
darn
Yeah.
thing.
It comes back to those sound bites that people hear during the day when
From
ABC,
Coffee
NBC,
Joe.
CBS picks up what they want to hear, what they want to say, and they throw it out there, and people are driving in their car going to the next appointment, and they hear, Trump did this, and then all of a sudden they're just locked in. Instead of going back and doing the research,
Oh, no.
No.
all they
nobody
hear
will
is
research,
Trump
no.
did this, so they figure that that's gospel because it came from the mainstream fake news media.
But they don't
I got
ever-
one for you.
Oh, good.
He's
I
got
know.
one for me.
Does Minka survive? Go.
Does
Who?
Mika survive?
Yeah, Minka survives.
Oh, come on.
I'm absolutely
What did she
offended
say?
what she
I
said
did not
about
hear what
Mike
she said.
Pompeo. She said that he was a wannabe butt boy for
A dictator. You
for a
left the word
dictator.
dictator out.
That's right. But
Wannabe
for
dictators, butt
butt
boy.
boy. Exactly. Instead of
didn't
Mike
know
that?
Pompeo,
She survived?
I heard that
Yeah.
she
She
said
skates on that?
something.
I don't see
But
how.
I didn't do the
this guy
research.
was number
I
one
believe
in
it when
his
I see
class
it.
at West Point.
I mean,
He's a
Is
fabulous
that, is that what you're sticking with? Bruce is
Yeah,
believing everything
that's
when
the
he
name
says
of
that.
our new panel. We'll believe it.
We'll
when
All right,
believe
so wait a
everything.
minute. So you asked the question of Minka, and just so you know, Minka Brzezinski, the
daughter of the communist.
right, there's
Engaged
the
to the other
elitist
communist.
over
big
there
now?
on MSNBC Morning Joe. So 2 days
Conrad
ago, a
Minka.
couple days ago, she looks at the camera and she says, you know, because of Trump not acknowledging Khashoggi's death by the Crown Prince, all that, she says, well, Pompeo comes out and he's a wannabe dictator's butt boy, which is a racial slur, which I didn't know that till the world
It's a
told me.
racial
Homophobic.
It's a homophobic.
I mean, a
It's a
homophobic, not a
homophobic
racial.
thing.
I'm sorry, homophobic slur. Sorry, homophobic slur. So, yesterday, what was funny about the show? So she gets all the heat. Yesterday morning, she don't show up for work.
Really?
It was hilarious.
She got
right?
banned.
No. She
You will stand down.
no.
No, this was a
For one day.
pre-planned long ago
Yes.
day off.
So I made sure at 6 a.m. because I do watch every morning at 6. So at 6 a.m.
Was she on?
Yes. Can I tell a damn story? My God.
Told them we
Get
were
your Adderall out. Let's go.
All right. Don't make me take a break. Because they don't know what happens in the break. Please don't let him take us to break. You don't know what happens during commercial. Bruce. So yesterday morning at 6 a.m., Joe comes on and says, Minka's off today. A scheduled day off, way in advance, has nothing to do with anything. And then my words, the monkeys, okay, monkey see, monkey do. I don't care how offended you are. And then he asked all the monkey see, monkey do's, right? You knew she was off today, and Barnacle said, this happened. Barnacle said, yeah, we've known. Oh, well, you know, little Willie. So they went through for almost a full minute, which don't seem like a long time, of trying to convince you that Minka had this day scheduled for a long time.
I think we protest too much.
That's
Did
what I was
they take
getting
5
ready to
minutes?
say.
Because I know
You just
Classic
made a
Shakespeare,
simian-phobic
that's right.
statement.
So anyhow, today,
Anyhow.
fast forward to today. Today they come on at 6 a.m. and Minka looks at the camera and apologizes. So she came on this morning and she said, I want to open by apologizing. I'm not quoting. I'm just saying apologizing, blah, blah, blah.
I don't accept
Does
that.
Minka survive? Yes. Democrats don't care.
Look, if Joy Reid can survive, she'll
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah, or
Do you
Joy
know when the guy
Behar.
lost his job?
Behar on
she's
all
just
of them.
filthy
Whoopi, if
nasty.
any of them can survive, she can survive.
The
Go
guy
ahead.
that lost his job because he said women couldn't play golf as well as men because
Right.
we have bosoms.
Yes.
I mean, he lost.
When did this happen?
It ruined
Where
his
was I?
career.
When
It
did
ruined
bosoms
his
come in?
career.
Yeah. I missed the bosom story.
Yeah, well, look it up. Do the research.
That's right. Do the research.
Okay, so let's go to a couple more things. How many of you enjoyed Nanchuck? That's Nancy and
Yeah,
Chuck.
Nanchuck.
Oh, that's
How
good.
many of you
Trump's
enjoyed
ready to rumble.
Nanchuck in the Oval Office?
I loved it.
Trump?
Chop busting time.
Let's get the camera off.
We
should
don't
not
want
be
anybody
discuss-
to see
It's
we'll have a
called
tinkle
transparency, Nancy.
Can I just look down so I don't have to look at you
don't
while
wanna
we
look
go
at
through
you.
that?
Look at me,
segment?
Chuck. I wish you would have just said, "Look at me, Chuck." Damn it! What the hell? You can't look at me, Chuck.
Neither one of them were looking at
I wish
him.
you
They
would have
were-
said, will you look in the camera and tell the American people, what you want to do about immigration? I wish you
Is
said
that
that.
what-
I wish he had said, Chuck, let's play that tape that you were like 4 years ago. We've got to have border control. We got to go. We got to.
I'll come back to that later.
And I wish, why didn't he say that? What has changed? Just in a calm manner, but he didn't
He
say
really
that.
took them down, though,
I
because
wanna
they
hear
were
what Chuck
not
said.
expecting that. They were not expecting to be on
I
national
thought it was
TV.
I thought it was
They weren't
interesting, and I know
expecting it.
I always want to clear this up with the audience. It's not. I like Nancy Pelosi, but I thought it was interesting to watch the strength of Nancy, whether you like her or not, actually have to run cover. And I'm sorry about this, Chuck having to get behind this woman's skirt, and I know I just got in major trouble there. But it's. I thought it was great that Chuck had this. Nancy had to basically say, Chuck, let me handle this. I understand you can't. I will fight with
Frank
the guy.
Burns and Houlihan all
Did
over.
you not enjoy that? That she did. I don't agree, but she did. She was a little more forceful. And Chuck sitting over there like this. Nancy said, "I'll handle this, Chuck."
Who other than myself is a little bit nervous about Mike Pence?
Never liked
Where'd
him.
that come
never
from?
trusted him.
Easy.
I've
Did
never liked him.
Did you see
Well,
how
there's
he
two
was kind of
sides to that.
sitting
You
back
can
like
read
this
my
when they
text
were
from a long
fighting?
time.
What was Pence
Does he
thinking?
know? Does he know to sit back and not get in the middle of this, or is he just?
Well, he was like
Well,
a spectator.
I tell you, it's full respect.
You think that's what it is?
Full
He
respect.
should have
Okay.
set up straight.
No,
He shouldn't have
full-
leaned back
I
like
think he
Full-
was leaning
well,
back in case anything got
Full.
thrown.
like-
Well,
I think-
exactly.
I
If
think-
you
like
go,
a
I'm
goofball.
They
over
start with
here. if you-
projectiles.
I think
back
he knows
here.
what happens to people who interrupt Trump or something like that, or jump in.
Pence's
Full-
wife got an envelope. Pence's wife got an envelope.
Easy. Full
At the funeral?
respect. No, I don't mean. I want to answer the question to you before they get off on anything. full 100% respect for his boss, the President of the United States.
Well, they have a
Period.
theme.
Yeah, but
he's the good cop and
think
Trump's
he's
the
a
bad
never
But I
cop.
think he lost any chance of, like,
He's a never
higher
Trumper.
office in the future.
I don't think
Just
he's
on that?
interested.
He just comes across as a
No,
log.
they're
I
gonna
don't
find
think
out
he's
stuff on
interested
you.
in
disagree.
that. I really
He
don't.
comes across as a
Out of
log.
here.
No, if we're discussing liking Mike Pence, agreeing
like
with
Mike
Mike Pence,
Pence.
that's one thing. But if we're discussing Mike Pence the other day in this meeting, to me, full 100% respect for the man in charge.
Let me ask on a 1 to 10, 10 being full on yes.
When did we start 1 to 10 segments?
That's a
Right
good
now.
one.
Right
Right
now.
now.
A
Good
1 to
segment.
10.
I
Okay.
like it.
What 1 to 10? Where do you think he will be when it comes to the vice president position for 2020?
Dead.
On the
10,
outs.
10 being no question about it. He will be on the ticket. 1 being he's gone.
3.
Bruce.
3.
Oh, good.
Wow.
I think a 7.
7, he's on the ticket?
Yes.
I'm hoping
1.
for a 3. Oh, good.
Oh, you went with a 1, he's off.
Oh, what do
Gone.
you say?
I'm waiting for you.
I said 3.
Oh, you
First,
three?
I even said it before him.
So we have a 3, a 7, and a 1.
And you're a
Uh-huh.
3.
So 3 out
You're
of
a 3?
3 out of 4. Dennis
We're waiting for
surveyed.
Lord Festivus vote.
We're waiting for the would-be dictator to
I
tell us.
hope it's
Three
a
out of
1.
4 say he's not on the ticket. Wait, before I get,
I said
no.
seven.
I like you guys having more. Why did you go 7? I got 3 here that say he's not on the ticket. Why are you at 7? He's going
I
to stay on the
think
ticket.
that he's, like I said, they have this good cop, bad cop thing that they do. Pence is the good cop, Trump's the bad cop. They apply pressure just like you'd see on some cop movie. And they're a good team. The only thing that, the outside conspiracy idea is maybe Nikki Haley would take over for him.
No question.
And that's because, she's really tough, and it depends. And they need a woman on the ticket in order to get these other women that vote for Hillary because she's a woman, like eating a poop is good because it looks like a Tootsie Roll, and that's the same kind of analogy they have.
What?
Yeah,
My dog never did that.
No, well, dogs have a lot more class than some of these people who only want to vote for somebody because they're a woman or because they're this or that. That's absolutely the most moronic reason ever to vote for somebody.
I've been listening for a long time to this gentleman on YouTube, and he is an investigator, and he had investigated. He's really into all the child trafficking thing, and so he had found things in Arizona and Wisconsin and then down, and he has documents. He sent them to the DOJ. I learned 2 days ago he is now dead. Dead.
Okay.
And Pence was involved in some of the stuff.
Reel it back in.
Okay.
Got it.
No. I want to stay with the 1 out of 10. I want to stay with the Pence on the ticket and the reasons why. So, a woman on the ticket.
Candace
All
said a mouthful. What have they been saying? Everybody
Future
from
of the world does not include white men. You know that.
two white guys on the ticket. Where did they
right.
lose the
And
vote?
I understand,
Suburban
Candace,
white women.
I understand what you're saying is people who like Coke will vote for Bruce because he drinks Coke.
Right.
Period. There's a percent out there. Bottom line, and I understand what you're saying. So when you talk about the white Republican suburban women, boom, all right, that is the vote that the Republicans feel they're hurting the area the most.
Exactly.
Right.
Which I think's incorrect.
I think.
I agree.
I don't.
I don't think there's good numbers on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're a little bit of a problem.
I think because Hillary said that we wait for our husbands to tell us how to vote or our
I
fathers.
I
We've
think
talked about this before.
That's a rumor. It's a rumor.
How
It's
people
bull.
don't want to, say anything about their political allegiance, to anybody anymore.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
they
people
just
keep it quiet.
that's
They
a
don't wanna
personal
get
thing.
beat
I'm
up
going to
at the
say,
Walmart.
All right,
independent.
I want to tell you this, that I defer to people that are really connected to some of the stuff that I trust, and I'll tell you, I say it like that. We are in a little cocoon up here in North Georgia. We do not see, we're not suburban, okay? We don't have the.
have been suburban.
Yeah, we're all ex-suburban.
That's right.
Okay, am I going to get one thought out tonight?
No.
Because JR, you stay out of it. JR even said that.
I need some more
Okay.
caffeine.
we're just for
It's okay.
okay.
Moving on to the
Now
migrant
that
caravan.
being said, we're not passing the subdivisions with 300 houses built 4 feet apart, where the
cookie cutters.
the 2 cars are in there. And all right, so let's get realistic.
Okay.
All right, let's for the viewers, let's have a serious moment. We are not in that area in Blue Ridge. So when you say you disagree with the suburban white Republican women, I defer to somebody that knows. Now, this past Monday, I had my sister on the show. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a little example. All right, she was fortunate enough, her and my other sister and their kids, to shake hands with Donald Trump before the Army-Navy game out at the airport. She was Donald Trump's volunteer coordinator in the Lehigh Valley, 60 miles north of Philadelphia. Suburban Central, every time you hear it on the news, 60 miles north. She is the chairman of the Republican Party of Northampton County, which I think she said has 250-some thousand voters, right? There's
217, 250.
somewhere around 250,000 voters just in her county alone, you know, and we've got 16,000, all right? And she's been chair of that Republican Party for probably about 10 years. That district just went back Democrat, okay? They lost the House race there, just went back Democrat. She said when she gets up in the morning in Pennsylvania, that district, they're already a 13, Democrats are a 13 plus.
points down.
13, Democrats are a 13 plus.
Yes.
You're right, in this district. And I'm going somewhere with this, all right? And she studies this stuff. That's what I'm saying. She studies this stuff, all right? She was a delegate to the convention. She got an opportunity to vote for Donald Trump, all the above. Now, Northampton County, Pennsylvania went Republican. They turned it, Trump won, okay? Northampton County, I mean, I'm proud to say, is my sister, but it's one of the counties in Pennsylvania that the turn for Trump is the reason he won PA. So she's well in tune with that suburban life out of PA. She does the numbers every day of how many out of Philadelphia, how many up through there, white suburban Republican women are voting. She's in it every day. She said very clear on my show Monday, what, Rick? About white?
It's your test.
That they're hurting.
Yes.
They're hurting.
She said
For white women voters.
Yes.
You look at the numbers in East Cobb, precious East Cobb. Marietta used to be solid red, and now they're solid purple because they lost the way. You know, I look at East Cobb as a kind of a bellwether, just like Lehigh.
Right.
And
I agree with you.
I'm telling you, they did not
Scary.
vote the way they've done in the past.
And the reason I bring that up when you say I don't agree with that, I'm going to tell you, I've said I don't agree with that, but I'm going to defer to somebody that works on it 7 days a week. And the point which she said Monday on the show is we have to convince them it's okay to vote for Trump.
Brian, you had that pollster on your show, the other lady that covers Georgia. She said the same thing. She said the same thing in the metro areas.
Right.
You talked to David Ralston. First thing David said is, man, the only reason it was close is because we didn't get the white vote. We didn't get the white women vote. We didn't get the white suburban women vote.
Go ahead.
Are you
Now,
talking 18 midterms or 16? Looking back at 16.
No, I'm looking at 18 right now.
Okay, but wouldn't you agree that like a midterm race, congressional, is not a presidential? So you're always going to have a drop off.
This had the highest turnout in the history
I think
of a
almost
non-presidential
everybody turned out.
race.
Yeah.
Okay,
This turnout was
but come
unprecedented.
2020, I mean, you know, what's going to change? I mean, in terms of the votes he got in 16 versus 20, what's going to change?
The votes he got 16 and 20.
Yeah,
Depends on what happens.
I guess do you think 1 to 10? Stay with your 1 to 10. You did a great job here. We go 1 to 10. What do you think are the odds that Trump will actually finish the first term?
10.
10?
10.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to tell you now. I'm not saying that I disagree with you.
does your sister agree with that?
No, we didn't get into that the other day. We didn't get into that, but I am.
Text her now. Ask her.
It's like
I'm not going to text her now and ask her.
the thing is, it's like
I
Rush
will.
Limbaugh says, what they're trying to do, and they're working hard, it's like they got a chisel and a hammer. They're trying to chisel away the support of Trump. But the people that like Trump are the working people that didn't have jobs, that were unemployed a lot during the 2008 to 2016.
Some of us that did have jobs.
So I'm going to
Well,
refer.
and-
I'm going to refer back, and I probably should quit saying sister, obviously, and I don't care to tell. She's been on the show. Her name is Lee Snover. You can look her up. Say hello. Lee said. The Democrats have a great long game. That's where we miss
No
out.
question. That's exactly what she said.
That's what she said. Their
Continual
long
negativity.
game
Yes.
is much better than ours.
We
Which
talked
is
about
what
this
James
3 years
said.
ago.
This-
James just said they know how to get out the vote, too.
They also know how to be acrid. And the thing is, the Republicans will not be acrid like acid. They won't be
acrid. I
nasty.
thought you said
They won't be
accurate.
nasty over and over. If you say something, that's what they don't like about Trump as far as the Rhino Republicans. If you say something to Trump
He
like,
gets back.
hey, your mama, he'll say, yeah, your mama twice, because that's the way he is. If more Republicans would grow a set and take that medicine that Greg got.
No, I agree. I said it the other day on the show.
Because the Democrats are willing, just like Mika, to be nasty, to be untruthful. They don't care if there's any truth in it. They'll just go ahead and spout it. And if you spout it out long enough, the Sal Alinsky mottos, you eventually everybody will believe it. And they're willing to do
You're
that.
waiting. I could go.
And they're
go.
willing to vote
I mean,
dead.
I'm sitting too close. I'm feeling.
I
What
can
do you
feel
got?
the heat,
Yeah.
too.
They're willing to
That's
vote
for sure.
dead people. They don't care. There's just a lot of things they're willing to do that Republicans are not willing to do because, we're so pure or some crap like that. No, this is war. This is our country. And if you don't fight back, you're like Jeff Flake. You're worthless.
And little Bobby Corker.
I think it may hinge on the Fed. Kennedy gave a speech, and after he gave a speech,
He was dead.
he was dead not long after. He
5
was going to
days.
take down the Fed. He was going to Fed. He's going to tear down the CIA. Blah blah blah. He's dead. Trump said we're going to look at the Fed, and they're starting to raise rates. They want the economy to fail before 20, and they can do that if we let them. So if that continues, Trump's going to have a problem. If they can raise interest rates back to 7, 8, 9, 10, he's got a problem. But he keeps saying, yes, we have the gold. The gold is here. We're going to dismantle the Fed. Now, if he can live through that, he's done something.
Well, I think in a matter of 90 days, they've turned the economy around. The media, the manipulation, turned the economy around. They've got people now believing we're headed right direct for a recession. We got people believing that we're losing and bleeding jobs. They got people believing that Trump didn't have nothing to do one weekend. His Twitter was broke, so he flew over and killed Khashoggi. All right. They got people. No, I'm serious. They got people wanting you to believe that the issues with the EU, Brexit, and Paris is because Trump did not go over and play kumbaya, and now they love. I mean, am I wrong, Rick? I mean,
This is what they're talking about.
This is the paintbrush
They
they're
are
going
shameless. They say
They will
Exactly.
say exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They're writing a comic book, really. I mean, it's just ludicrous. That is a great word I learned in the 7th grade. Ludicrous.
Okay, let's get back. Trump on the ticket. You think Nikki Haley may be on the ticket?
I do.
Okay, and you think Pence will still be on the ticket?
Maybe.
Okay, all right. I have not chimed in and refused to.
We're waiting for your number.
You waiting for my number?
Chime
I'm not
in.
giving you a number.
Oh, come
Then
on.
1 out of 10. You all went with a straight 10 that Trump would be there. He would finish his term.
Yeah, he'll finish his
I
term.
think he will.
Okay.
I think Nikki Haley would be a great choice. I haven't been a supporter of all the other
All right.
women, but she can get women's vote. She's a man.
I'll believe it when I see it. It was your statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
Yeah,
go.
that was about Comey.
Yeah,
it's
but that was
everything.
just like the
That was
tip of the
everything.
show.
Oh, okay.
Like the
All
whole
All right.
feeling.
right,
of
I'm
it.
going to change that up. You said I'll believe it when I see it, right?
Yep.
We're going to flip this show right around. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Amen.
I believe it. I
Now
believe that.
wait. I don't know.
Please.
No. I don't know if you're amen in the same thing.
Probably not.
You're saying in a bad way.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. You think it is bad? No.
hot water's gonna hit
You
the
wait
fan.
till 3 weeks when the gavel
take
goes
over.
into Elijah Cummings' hand. when the gavel goes into Gerald Nadler's hand,
Oh, yeah,
when the
it's gonna
gavel
be
goes into Schiff's hand, House Oversight Committee, you wait. You've seen nothing.
Oh yeah, it's going to be unreal.
In 4 weeks, you are in. What you've seen this week is the setup for, and I apologize to the guest out there. I'm not a fearmonger, but what you've seen in the last 4 to 6 weeks is the battle lines. You're in war, and they will peel off in about 3 weeks, and you've seen nothing yet.
That's why
you have
Trump's
a president
fighting for
of
that
the
wall.
United States. Yeah, just keep your paw in the air, wave it like you just don't care, and hang on just a second. You've seen a president of the United States that they are interrogating over his inauguration. You see media treating 2 porn stars as though they are a nuclear threat. Seriously, this is not joking. They treat them and the seriousness of payments to 2 ladies
From 10 years ago.
Right. As serious as a nuclear threat to this country. You would think with the amount of news that they would be giving us updates on the nuclear threat and where Russia had moved the bomb. Will you agree or disagree?
But where did they go with it? To a person, they were saying it might be the biggest political crime ever. How do they come up with that?
All right, go ahead. I
Payments
know you had
to
your hand
women.
up. Go ahead.
I see your side of it, but here's the side of it that's a little encouraging. I think there's a plan. The plan might work, might not, but that's why the House is getting all of this. I mean, they're chopping it out before they have to relinquish the chairmanships. They're getting onto the Clinton Foundation. They're bringing Comey in. We still have a few days,
All the
and they're
things they
setting
should
that
have
up.
done the last
so
2
then,
years.
once the other guys get in, this is already started, and
The Senate
they're
can
going to
take
have. I mean, they're going to get even further. They're going to have more people testify, and I don't think the Dems can put all this under the rug. Cause
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I must
just wait, because
disagree.
things are going to go to the Senate. I think there's hope at the end of the tunnel.
I want to be with you.
I know.
I want to be with you, but everything is going to go into a file, and it's going to be marked cold case.
There's going to be so much stuff dropped, I believe, from now until December 31st.
I still
Jane,
it's
we
gonna
have so
explode.
much stuff dropped now that
I
it
know.
can blow your
This
mind.
is gonna be
Why are they going?
picture-
Go
Two
ahead.
things. I mean, do you think this approach, if it comes out like you say it is, I mean, the Democrats are just going to be shooting their leg off,
I
slowly
think they are.
No.
with the people, and the second part of that is, who do you think the Republicans' pit bull is going to be to respond to all this stuff for the next 2 years?
There's only one person that's in place
One
to do it.
person.
Doug Collins.
Oh, it's irrelevant. I mean, ranking
Lindsey
members.
Graham will
Ranking
be
members.
out.
Wait a minute. All right.
Don't you think there's going to be a voice for the Republican that's going to be standing up to the mainstream media and all this
Besides
bullshit
Trump?
every day?
Besides Lindsey Graham.
Okay. And who's going to get that voice out?
Well,
Fox is it.
just
think
take
that
it.
maybe we
just
should
take
do
it.
it.
Just stand up.
No. I would say this. Let me say
I mean,
this.
like a Trey Gowdy or
All right,
someone
let-
like that.
I love
okay.
Trey Gowdy. He's
I
disappointed
used to.
me.
Let me say
I know,
this.
he's
Let me say this, okay? Now, the Republicans have been in charge, but on the media side, you get treated. Now, hear me out. You get treated. The manipulation is on the media side. You would think the ranking members, which is the minority, were in charge. So you can't get enough airtime for Nadler. You can't get it on Sunday morning. You can't get enough airtime for Adam Schiff. You can't get enough airtime for any of the ranking members, correct? So you would be led to believe, because most of the American people, sad to say, don't know who's in charge, okay? Mm-hmm. But you got all kinds of airtime for the Democrats. In 3 weeks, the media will switch that around. The Democrats will be in charge. They will get the airtime. They'll get their side. And you will watch the media not allow Republican ranking members the same time, same opportunity they've allowed the Democrats. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So who's going to be the voice? Period. All right. The media is running cover out in front. They are running cover out in front. Impeachment is simple. It is so simple, I don't even know how to explain this. All right. Impeachment. Democrats ran through the media. What did they say? Well, we don't know that it's time, and we don't know if the offenses warrant impeachment. But the media kept beating it, right? Why? So the Democrats didn't have to say
That's
it.
right. It's
Right?
exactly
So the
right.
Democrats don't have to say it. So they run the cover out front. It's real simple to see. Tom Steyer has spent billions of dollars. If you think Tom Steyer spent billions of dollars and that Jerry Nadler's not going to bring articles of impeachment, I'm sorry, I look in the camera, you've lost your mind, okay? Right?
Yep.
All right, so that's where I'm at on that. So Tom Steyer, they're going to bring impeachment. The media's running cover for every single thing, okay? And I think it gets worse. I think it gets much worse. I don't think they care. I think, when's the last time you heard anybody bring up Iran? Crickets, crickets, Iran, crickets,
Couple months,
right?
Iraq.
All
No,
of a
well,
sudden,
it's been mentioned, tied in with this Chinese gal up in Canada.
Well, and Khashoggi
okay,
and
all right,
the
all
Saudis.
right.
Yeah,
I'm
but
mentioning-
not a lot.
Okay, you're going to say, well, what's that got to do with the price of a Cadillac in China? All right? Anyhow, well, we sent Cadillacs to China in 2012. Most people don't realize you can't open a business in China unless the government owns a percentage of it. And
you
we
give
bailed
them a
out
certain
GM
amount
and we
of
went over there and
secret.
gave a percentage to China. Right, Rick? I mean, all right, so anyhow, when's the last time you heard of Iran? Period. Crickets.
I just-
Okay? No, it's rhetorical. Is that what it means, rhetorical? I don't know the meaning of all this, but let me go for just a second.
Hypothetical.
You don't hear Iran spoke of. You don't. Yemen. Now, I'm not going to take the Saudi Arabian side. Not going to do it. But why all of a sudden are they the evil empire of the world? Think about it. Just
They've
put
been
don't
the
think
evil
Khashoggi.
empire of the world for a
Distractions.
long
They're
time.
Right,
supported.
no, you're not hearing me out. You're not hearing me
No, I
out.
understand.
According to the media,
Right.
according to the media, they're the evil empire of the world. It's the worst thing in the world that we have any kind of relationship because of this journalist. All right, but you don't hear Iran. Okay, now it wasn't long ago that they were asking Gary Jones, and he just smoked a joint and he didn't remember what Aleppo was, right? In Syria, right? Didn't know what Aleppo. I don't know. Is Syria, are they still in battle over there? You don't hear none of that. Okay, none of it. But the Iranians are over there. The Iranians are in Yemen. They want to close that strait. The Iranians are the most evil terrorists backing people in the world, but you don't hear it. What did we cut a deal with? John Kerry and Barack Obama, the evil side. We cut a deal with Iran. We dropped billions of dollars in cash. We cut a deal. We signed a nuclear agreement.
tells them
What
to
did
wait.
Trump do? He pulled out of Iran agreement, right? Who did that? Who was that a direct shot at? Barack Obama, Kerry, the deep state, direct shot it down. You got to put all this together. Now all of a sudden Saudi Arabia is the evil empire of the world. You never hear Iran. And Iran, I'm going to tell you now, Iran knows they have to wait Trump out. Russia, they keep saying,
Well,
they keep
John
saying,
Kerry told them they had to.
Yeah.
if I keep telling you something, that Russia, Trump, you might eventually say Russia, Trump. But the truth is the Russians are in cahoots with the deep state, which is the Democrats, and they're in cahoots with the Democrats to bring Trump down. The Russians are. Trump ain't no friend of Vladimir Putin. Vladimir's laughing because he knows with the deep state that they're getting ready to bring Trump down. Who would have more nerve in the world to go up against the Russians and say, this is going to stop in Ukraine? This is going to... Donald J. Trump. Period.
Well, it's
Okay.
obvious.
Well,
I'm
he's
just
pulling
saying-
out of the nuclear treaty.
So
with them.
kindly,
So-
that's my opinion.
Well, there's
Lord
also-
Festivus has spoken.
Now, I don't know if Trump makes it. I don't know.
I think there's 60 million people who will go into an outrage if that happens. You think
You got to be alive.
they're
You
not
gotta
going to
be
kill us
alive.
all. They're not going to get us all. They can't. They can't get us all. Look at his rallies. They've got people in there like this. They can't move around. They got people outside, the same amount of people.
We have-
These are us. These are our
Wait,
people.
all right, wait, no, one more thing,
gonna be a revolt.
Okay, we are watching the media. I hate the damn media. Okay, we are watching them sensationalize this border that they're pushing a kid under a wall. Sensationalizing this border. What's coming through the border? Oh, a possible terrorist.
They've already
There's
caught
no
one.
focus on the actual traitors that are the terrorists, the domestic terrorists that are in Washington, D.C. today that's working every day to bring our government down. Period. No, what's the media do? They got you down there on that wall. They got you watching that wall.
That
American
baby
people,
being
we're watching
stuffed
that
under.
wall.
Yeah.
Oh, we're watching
Let's
that
go to
wall.
the wall cam right
Yeah,
now.
let's go to the wall camera, see if they shove the kid under there. Now this morning somebody has died.
Right.
Right.
See that, right?
Because of
Somebody's died, right?
dehydration, right.
That's what they got us focused on.
Mm-hmm.
Not paying attention,
But let me ask you
to the
this.
government.
If they want $50,000 to go back, how much did
Each.
they each? Yes, how much did that gives you solid proof that they were given money to come here?
That's
Why doesn't
irrelevant.
they
That
pull
was all
somebody-
set up so we
was.
could see.
Why
was
doesn't
planned
someone
for
pull
just
somebody
now.
out and get that information?
To draw our attention away.
They wouldn't believe it.
If
the media would say that's not true.
If I'm Kim, now you think about this, okay? You think about this. The guy's got a rocket that would reach Hawaii. Somebody accidentally set off the alarm in Hawaii. People are jumping down manhole covers because they think there's an incoming missile that's going to destroy Hawaii. Okay? Mm-hmm. We got 2 women for 130 each, 260 grand, and you would think that we're discussing where the Russians are moving nuclear weapons for this right here. Just think about it. Put everything into perspective. But no, you got Kim. If I'm Kim, I hope you're not watching, Kim, but if I'm that guy, you know what I'm doing? I'm sitting back. I'm waiting. Because my best ally is the deep state and the Democrat Party. My best ally, because all I got to do is wait 2 more years or when they decide to get rid of Trump. If I'm Iran, I sit and wait. If I'm Putin, I just keep that shit-eating grin. And I'm sorry, damn it, I didn't mean to say that. But I just keep eating that. I keep that grin. I'm sorry, I apologize. Minka, I'm sorry. I know you're offended. Okay? So I keep that grin. You ever see Putin? You ever seen him yet that he doesn't have that grin? Excuse me, I don't know what kind of grin it was.
I really know the truth. It's like I'm in the know.
All right, I'm done.
Well, I think Trump.
You're supposed to like now. You're supposed to say. Rock. Cut me, Rick. Cut me, Rick. I'm going back. So, Rick, you're supposed to pull me back. Where the hell have you been?
I think we need to start a petition
I'm throwing
to
in the
send
towel.
the first day to the Congress and tell them that we are the people and we expect them to do work, not BS, as you had said before, that they're doing now. I know, but it still lingers.
Okay, let's try to calm things down a little bit. Jane, I've talked to you about getting all worked up. We've discussed that.
That's my nature.
Let me just throw something out there, just for.
Please don't.
Yeah, please.
He's into his wind-up.
Do you think that there is so much egregious material in the FISA warrant that is the nuclear option that Trump has still got?
Does Trump have something?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I believe
got more
holding
than
that
that.
behind his
I
back.
believe
He
there's
has
a good,
more than that.
and I believe that he's systematically let those players know I got something.
That's right.
And if
John
you don't,
McCain found out.
yeah.
So you think Trump has something?
He has a lot.
I think he does, and
And the reason he has to hold it back is there's so much that is facts, that are facts, I believe. The public would just go bananas. It's got to be done in a brilliant way. I believe that Trump will not only make it through to 2020, I believe he'll be reelected.
I agree.
I will like to make that
I'm
prediction.
with you. I'm
not
with
that
you.
I hope. I believe.
No, I'm all right. Good.
So,
Brian
is this bubble talk?
Brian
Is
is
this
saying,
bubble
and Brian is
we
saying
haven't had
in
anything to drink.
control speak, there may be some kind of an accident.
I know, but I don't
That's
like
where you're-
to.
I'm
I'm
directly where you're
just
saying
saying.
from.
I'm just thinking.
Let's don't say
You
that.
know,
I hate to talk. I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
that.
No, I'm just saying we need to wake up and realize how serious this is.
It's very
How
serious.
they've
His
gone to
mouth.
the battle lines, how bad the media's in on it, and who is on it, and the dark cover. I'm going to tell you something. You don't have a stock market go up 1,200 points and down 1,200 points in a week. You don't have. I mean, you can. But you don't have all the indicators now. The yield curve has all of a
That's
sudden
the
changed.
rich people
You don't
pulling the
have
money in.
you don't have all these things happening overnight if there's not a
manipulation.
right. If there's not an organized effort to bring not only the president of the United States down this country, and I know I got to get out of that because I don't want to keep going. But
The media, going back to what you said, I mean, in 3 weeks they're going to, just be pounding the drum on this. Do you think Fox, for example, will be a little bit of a counterweight to that?
no.
They've
I think
already
they
shown
are a
their color.
counterweight. I do think here's what I think, okay? I think Fox, and I do watch them, but I think Fox is a counterweight, and they will report things the others don't. They will. But they provide a safe zone. Fox is almost like, conservatives, snowflakes, safe zone to go run to. and feel good about themselves from time to time.
There's a reason that Fox.
Do you
is getting
understand
all
what I
these
just said?
Exclusive interviews.
Yeah, but do you understand?
Harris Faulkner getting an
Right.
exclusive.
Yeah, the president.
Melania.
Right.
Doing an exclusive with Hannity.
Because you can actually they can actually get an interview without being just plain harassed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you go
People are
and
willing to give them an
quote
interview.
unquote Judge Janine goes to The View just to talk about her book, and they treat her like she's some sort of criminal and run her out of the
Why
building.
she even did that.
So,
All right, dude,
you
but
know.
but to answer Fox, I don't want to come across and say they're bad. I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm just saying, watch with caution.
Well, they've drifted a little left, I think,
They're
since
all
Murdoch's
the
kids have
same
taken
people.
over.
Well,
They've,
not only
they've got,
that, but they
They're
sided with
getting-
CNN for Jim Acosta,
Oh,
and that pissed me off
unbelievable.
big time.
well,
And then
that's
you got
journalists.
Shepard Smith.
That's,
I don't
you know,
care.
journalists.
It's-
That's Khashoggi. It's the same thing.
Rubio said no one's above the law. Watch and see Republicans turn on Trump. Not that they already have. We don't have time for that. Republicans are in the tank with the never Trumpers.
terrifying.
Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when they start reading their re-election tea leaves, and if they go against. I am up against. I have my next guest here. Sorry, I get to running long, so we'll start with Bruce. Bruce, winners and losers. We have no choice but to get to that.
I don't get any of my other stuff, huh? Okay.
You can have all your other stuff. Go.
Loser, California.
What was your other
The
stuff?
people
You
of
have other
California.
stuff, you're going to make me feel bad. Can you condense it in 30 seconds?
Well, okay,
or less?
just, from
This, that, and the other
GOP. In 13 under Obama, all 54 Democrats in the Senate voted to double the length of the border, spend $40 billion on border security, end diversity visa lottery, double the number of border agents, and create merit-based visas in 2013.
Where'd
So-
that money go?
That's great.
Yeah,
I was asked, where'd that
that-
money
Pay
go?
off their
Anyway.
women that they have to pay
Yeah,
off.
we
My,
would-
my,
we
my
paid for
losers,
that.
Californians, again, they're talking about taxing
Taxing.
text messages.
Taxi,
Wish I
tax
could
and
get
text.
Boneheaded. And the winner is Gary Sinise and his foundation that takes kids, veterans' kids, and sends them on something called the Snowball Express, takes them to Disney World. Very nice.
California text tax.
Text tax.
Yeah, watch out. Georgia is getting ready to promote and introduce a communications tax.
Well, I
Really?
think that's going to go nowhere.
Huh?
Just like the one in California is not going to go anywhere.
Never say never.
in
Never
my
say
opinion.
never. Candace?
Loser was Chuck and Nancy today on this week on the big takedown by Donald Trump in front of everyone. They certainly didn't expect that. They should have, because they know he is a hard ball player. But ended up they had to show their colors, and they didn't like that. That was bad for them, and I was excited. But the winners, it's hard to say. I'm really still, like I say, I would still like to see somebody interrogated about where you got the money to come up to the border. Why does that give you thought that you will get money to go back home? Just, couldn't we get some information from somebody? We'll offer them a package to come to
need a
this
pencil. I'm
country
gonna
if you'll
forget
tell
mine.
who gave you the money, who approached you.
I got my loser of the week is going to be the city of Chicago. Promoting casinos and now
marijuana.
legalized pot because they are absolutely dead broke. Clips of Rahm Emanuel saying we don't want to introduce and legalize gateway drugs to our children. Now he's promoting it as the only way out.
And he's on his way out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he's doing it.
I really don't have a winner, but I think I'm going to give a quote as a winner. Any man who thinks he can be happy and prosperous by letting the government take care of him had better take a much closer look at the American Indian.
Amen.
Henry Ford.
Whoa.
That's true.
What say you?
Well,
I like your scarf, by the way. I always love
I
when you
made
show-
this on my
You,
sewing
I always
machine.
love when you show up with the red, white, and blue on.
The loser is for the week is Comey. The upcoming grand losers are going to be the Clintons. The winner upcoming is the red population. The America that has
talking about the
have
Chinese
their
there for a
eyes on
minute.
it. I mean, the ones that are going to come out and they are going to go vote, they're the winners because things are happening. We started winning last week, this week. That's when we started winning. I have a positive outlook.
I'm with Jane.
Well, I want to agree with Jane, and thank you, Jane,
As previously
because the
white
one thing
suburban woman.
all of you do, and I appreciate it, is you research. You just don't take the answer that you're given. You go back and look at it. You research it. I mean, you watch YouTube videos. You read articles. And I know, Jane, there's a lot of study you do, all of you, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that and the insight you have here on the panel. I appreciate each and every one. Now, next week, just let you know before you leave today, so they know, next Friday will be year winner and loser. Winner and loser
Oh, all right.
We have a clue.
Because next Friday
I may be here, I may not, but
Oh, yeah.
okay, all right.
What's the date of Friday? I don't know if I'm
Bruce
here.
is like the guy that never
21st.
puts the backpack away. He never knows. What he
I will
keeps
be
it
here.
there.
I'm on grandbaby watch.
I
might be the bad
understand.
news.
I understand. We
My
understand.
mommy's coming. I'm picking her up.
Okay, if you are here next week,
do
it
it
will
Thursday.
be our. If you are here next week, it will be year-end winners and losers. Okay, thank you very much.
I will be here so you can submit your winners and
Transmitting
losers
to me.
to me if you're not going to be
Great
here.
idea.
Could you do the show
do that,
early
Rick.
next week? Like
Okay.
Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay, folks. All-Star Political Panel, I want to thank you very much. Now, I'm very optimistic where the President of the United States is concerned. I watch the media, and I think you know that. I watch them every single morning. I watch where they're going with things. And seriously, you would think Michael Cohen in New York City, this attorney from New York City, liberal New York City, that may have fallen in line with Democrats in New York City or across this country, you would think his testimony and what happened this week, we were finding out truly where nuclear submarines were sitting, Russian nuclear subs were sitting, and where they were moving, tanks in somewhere to attack this country. That's how the media is treating this. So I hope somebody's watching Kim Jong-un over there and his weapons, his nuclear weapons. I hope somebody's paying attention to Iran. And every time Vladimir Putin looks into the camera, he is grinning from ear to ear to see the internal destruction that's being caused in this country.
Jim Mattis is looking at all that stuff.
Every
day.
bit of it. Every bit of it. So we'll take a break. We're running a little long. I got my friend here. She's been out for a couple of weeks, but she's back to smile and say hello and wish everybody a Merry Christmas right after these commercials. Jesse Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall, North Georgia Senior Living. Take us to break.